So what's going on, guys? The Truck Guy here. Today we're unboxing and reviewing the Fiskars Pro Utility Knife Folding Orange and Black, model number 770030-1001. I'm guessing, guys, we're not going to be calling this by the model number. We're just going to say the Fiskars Pro Utility Knife or Folding Pro Utility Knife. But guys, I haven't reviewed Fiskars on this channel. So Fiskars is a really old company. We know them for their scissors, things like that. I've seen some stuff around Home Depot, axes, cutting tools, shears, things of that nature. But I haven't seen any of their utility knives at Home Depot. But they are becoming more and more popular. You're seeing them out and about a little bit. So Amazon's got them, and I picked this up for $12.99 on Amazon. Now I see it's $11.69, so even a better deal. So the Truck Guy did not get a deal on this, guys. Pick it up now because it's at a better price. But let's see if you want to pick it up. So let's jump into the review, and let's do it. Alright guys, so we've got the Fiskars Pro Utility Knife, the folding version. Let's go ahead and get it out of the packaging and see what we think. But guys, if we want to take a quick look at some of the features that they're promoting on this knife, it's got a secure locking system, prevents accidental release without sacrificing blade change speed. The industry's best blade, so the Carbon Max blades, 24 times stronger. I'm guessing stays sharp longer. Full lifetime warranty, one blade included. So we'll go ahead and get it out of the packaging. So just a few things. Sharper, tougher, more comfortable. So really nothing that is speaking to me other than we've got a different utility knife here from Fiskars, so a little bit different look and feel. They're promoting their blade a lot, so we'll give it a little bit of a test here as well and see what we think. So we'll set the packaging aside. And it looks like Fiskars is being safe. They're protecting us, so we'll take the safety tip off. We'll go ahead and close the knife first and see kind of what mechanism we have for the blade release. It looks like a button lock, so pretty similar to what we're seeing with Milwaukee. So on something like the 1505, you've got that nice button lock. So Fiskars, I kind of feel like they're copying Milwaukee a little bit, but we're not going to hate on Fiskars yet because Milwaukee knocked it out of the park with those button locks. But so we've got the button lock. The button is a little bit harder to press down than the Milwaukee's, and certainly not nearly as much action, not nearly as loose as the Milwaukee Fastback series, but you can kind of flick it one hand open, and one hand closed. Close seems to be a little bit easier. So I'm not liking that action nearly as much as the Milwaukee Fastback. So you can get it one hand closed really easy. Watch your fingers, of course. But that one hand open, there we go. You have to release the button before it hits the top of the frame there. Otherwise, it's not going to catch that lock. But starting to get used to it now, guys, and it does lock nicely up top. No wiggle, no wobble. So, starting to get used to it, and starting to like that from Fiskars. The knife, to me, looks a little weird, so I don't want to admit that. But I do like the action on that. Not as much as the Milwaukee Fastbacks, but Fiskars is closing in there. They've got a nice design. For me, kind of the odd thing is it feels a little kitchen-y. It feels like something that maybe should be in the kitchen drawer versus the tool shop. So, You know, that's the dichotomy that's being thrown at me, is, you know, look and feel, because it feels substantial in the hand, guys. You know, with your index finger on that indentation and your thumb up top right on this tab, that feels good. But, you know, you've kind of got the top part of the knife here is raised up a little bit, so you've got kind of that upward angle almost versus downward, so that's a little odd. You know, they've got the belt clip on back. That's extremely tight. That's extremely tight, guys. You've got your lanyard loop, which is adequate. I'm not seeing anything special about that. One of the weird things is the quick change. You press up on this button, then you can remove the blade, and look at how odd that blade is, guys, from Fiskars. It's got a really dark bottom. I'm guessing that's the carbide, but it's also got this indentation in the middle that's a square. I'm guessing that helps it lock in place, something of that nature. I was trying to figure out the inner workings of, you know, what would be kind of in this knife to catch on to that square. I'm not exactly sure, so if you know, let me know down in the comments below. I'm going to break out a Stanley, just traditional blade, and see if we can pop it in here. So you can get a regular blade in there, so it's not going to be only proprietary blades from Fiskars, which obviously, guys, are going to be more expensive. So you're going to be able to just throw your regular blades in there. So credit to Fiskars for, you know, not going too crazy on us. So I like the blade change. It's easy enough. Really nothing crazy there. Good design. It doesn't look the best to me, but you know, I'm not going to go off on that. I think it's fine the way they've done it. It kind of fits with the kitchen-y vibe of the Fiskars Pro folding utility knife here. You know, I don't know if there's much more to say about this, guys. It feels good in the hand, but that upward angle is something, you know, to be somewhat concerned about. You can also choke up to get some leverage, but I want to test this out because I'm curious about this carbide blade. So I'm just going to take a Home Depot package and let's test out the Fiskars versus the 1505, and I just put a brand new Stanley blade in here. So let's start with the Fiskars. So moderate pressure, and it got through that cardboard pretty easy with the brand new carbide. And just about the same with the new Stanley. So let's try the Fiskars once more with a more complex cut. So it did pretty well there. Let's see how the Stanley does. Or the Milwaukee with the Stanley, for that matter. So pretty good there from the Milwaukee with the Stanley. So if you've got new blades for each of them, I'm not seeing a big difference with the carbide right up front, guys. I'm going to have to test it out a little bit more to see if it holds up for a longer amount of time, which, again, I think is really the point of the carbide blade. Does it hold up over time as compared to the cheaper blades like a Stanley, you know, your traditional utility knife blade? It's going to be, you know, something that we're all going to have to figure out for ourselves. But picking up a pack like this, popping them in your Fiskars, that's going to be a lot easier than ordering these special Fiskars blades, because, guys, one of the big downfalls of the Fiskars utility knives is they're not in stores, so that means you're not going to have your Fiskars blades there right next to the knives and be able to pick them up in store. It's just going to have to be more of an online thing that you do. So, guys, I would say overall I like the Fiskars. I think it's a good knife. But is it going to be my go-to over the Milwaukee? I don't think so, because the Milwaukee, it looks like, you know, more of a knife that's going to be, you know, in your toolbox, on your tool bench. You know, it's kind of a guy's knife. The Fiskars, you know, to me, it's just more of a kitchen knife, and I think Fiskars did a wonderful job. It's just this design, you know, it's nice, it's just not hitting me the same that Milwaukee does as more of a construction brand. Fiskars is kind of hitting me as somewhat in between, you know, kind of that everyday residential, you know, homeowner's knife slash crafting knife. I mean, it's nice, Fiskars did a good job, but is it hitting the market segment that most guys are looking to that are into utility knives? You know, that's just going to be the question. Fiskars, I think, should really try to get this into Home Depot, try to build that market segment if they're looking, you know, to add this to kind of the more construction Home Depot type of lineup, because they're going to have to push their blades too. They're going to have to show that they can match up with the Milwaukees, you know, with the Stanleys, the DeWalts, you know. And I think they've already beat some of those. I think I'd pick this up over DeWalt, you know, maybe even over Husky. Stanley and Milwaukee, that's another question. So Fiskars, they put together a really nice product. Now it's just a matter of bringing that together. But they may need to streamline this product a little bit to hit that construction segment and, you know, maybe rebrand it excuse me guys, a little bit to, you know, to build that sector. So that's more analysis than anyone ever wanted on the Fiskars knife compared to the Milwaukee. But hey, that's what we're here for, guys. So that's it. Please like, please subscribe, and as always, we'll talk to you on the next video.